Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Back in the belly of the beast for a short little bit of time, so means that the connection shouldn't go out, but we don't know. So,
All praises,
but
all praises.
all
Still
praise to
getting
the
the work
Most
done,
High.
I see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Always. We want to say shalom to all the family. We hope you all had a blessed Sabbath yesterday.
Right.
A lot going on, so we weren't able to get live. We had a baptism yesterday of a brother, so all praise to the Most High for that. Huge. That is that for people who don't fully understand how big of a deal that is. It's a huge deal when a soul gets baptized in the true name of the Most High, Haya Bashim Shaya Rawak. It's a
That's
big
right.
step, and if and for anyone who would also like to get baptized, definitely reach out to us through the House of Judah email, the House of Judah Elders, houseofjudah.elders@aol.com. Send the word baptism and your location. It'll go directly to the elder here, and he will let you know about baptism in your area and when we can get that done. We have a lot more baptisms that are going to be coming up soon, and we're going to try to get to everybody as soon as possible. Okay.
There is a delay, however, in
Mm-hmm.
the States because we got quite a bit of travel to do right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
so it's going to be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
But
We're going
still
to make
send us over a request to still do that so we can get you on the list here in the States.
Are we live on
It'll be later in
YouTube?
the year, but still send it over.
Are we live on YouTube?
You should be.
I don't see it.
Hold on.
You sure we're not live on Patreon?
Hold on. Let me double check. Continue. I'll work on this. Continue.
We're live?
We're live.
Okay. Yeah, uh, so baptisms, we're going to get to everyone as soon as we can get to you. So send us an email or send us a message at the website on House of Judah Fellowship.org, and we're going to get to everyone as soon as possible, as soon as we can, whatever location you might be. Once again, you send the word baptism dash your location, and we'll get to you as soon as possible. For those who are members of the body, for those who are following the church and are edified by the message, those who are a part of the body, baptized members, send your tithes here, House Judah, HO Judah IFC, the Cash App there. We appreciate everything that you all do, all the contributions. But if this ministry has blessed you in any way, we appreciate any contribution. This work does take a lot of finances, so and we're going to be traveling across the entire earth, building refuge for people for the things to come. Okay.
We
Another
are
thing,
live
Pastor,
on Facebook, by the way.
we're live on Facebook. Are we live on YouTube?
We're through the proper stream for YouTube. I don't know what's going on, but we're on the right link.
Probably not going to be able to funnel people over. It is what it is. It's going to have to move forward. So we have Passover coming up this Friday evening, and after that, Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're going to be going into a lesson this weekend that is going to be befitting the holy day. It's a huge holy day, by the way, so definitely make sure that everyone is present. That everyone is present for that lesson is going to be very poignant and timely, given the last couple of lessons that we've put out there, the fall of Babylon and the fall of America. If you haven't seen those lessons, go and check those out. Those are highly, highly important prophetic lessons for the body. Is there anything else that I might be missing, Elder?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so at all. Just so those that are watching, we're going to be segueing over to our Patreon at 2:00. So if you're a Patreon member, meet us over there at about 2:00, and we're going to bring forth the message for today.
Okay. Did we just go live or have we been here? Okay, it looks like we've been here. All right, good.
Yeah, the whole
Just for
time.
some reason, this is messing with us here. But yes, so let's see here. We're gonna try to spend as little time over here and segue as quick as possible. I am in a hotel. We do have a checkout time, so we're gonna try to get this thing pumping as quick as possible. Okay, brothers and sisters. So As far as Elder, do you have the links as far as what's been going on? You have all the news links, right?
I do.
Perfect. So, brothers and sisters, there was something that we went into, and there's things that have been going on recently in the world that we like to keep you guys abreast and updated on what's going on and what we're seeing as it's happening. Right now, Elder, if you can grab this is a small piece of what we went into when we broke down the fall of America at the hands of Iran. Right. Elder, do you have the first scripture in Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16?
I do. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Cut off the sword from Babylon,
Cut off the
and
sword from Babylon,
and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Slakia.
So, remember, when we broke down the fall of Babylon, what would begin to take place? What's beginning to happen, right? One of the things that's going to happen in the prerequisite times leading up to the fall of Babylon, the immigrants leaving the country, these are all prerequisites to the progressive fall of the United States, right? Now, one of the things that it says would happen, it says they would cut off the sower from Babylon. That means that these are our farmers, right? So something's happening to the farmers, right? We noticed from 2020 going forward, you're seeing egg farms on fire. You're seeing cattle dying. You're seeing taxes and fires that are causing for insurance companies to stop insuring farms. So a lot of farmers are beginning to leave the agricultural industry, right? But we see something here that happened in the news a couple of days ago. Elder, do you have that news article?
No, I don't have a news article. I have videos. I don't have a news article.
Oh, never mind then. So I'll pull it up here. I'll pull it up here on my phone and show the people. So 5 days ago, we seen something happen 5 days ago in Pennsylvania with an organic farm that's being shut down, right? Amos Miller's attorney accuses Pennsylvania Department of lying in effort to shut down his farm, right? And then we seen the same thing a couple of months ago back in 2023 with State Farm saying that they were no longer going to insure farms in Florida, California, and Texas. In Louisiana, because of the hurricanes, because of the threat of the hurricanes and the threats of the fire. Now, the problem is that a lot of these areas with these farmlands, with what's been going on with the weird climate and the fact that there was so much heat in July of 2023, that a lot of farmers actually weren't able to work. So why is this important, brothers and sisters? All of this plays a part in the pending famine. Right? All of these things are working together in efforts to create a situation in which there is no food being grown and there's no food coming in, right? And all of this goes into what we're going to be going into mostly today in regards to the power grid, right? The power grid is going to be the primary way that they attack Americans when they close the borders. See, the thing is that what a lot of people don't realize in their prep, in whatever way that they're prepping for what's supposed to happen to the United States, they haven't taken into account that the grid is under attack, right? The lights are going to go out. And when they do, no one is prepared for what's going to happen, right? No one's prepared. This is why Christ said, pray that your flight be not in the winter nor on the Sabbath day. Brothers and sisters, watch for the winters. Anytime they attack, they always attack in the winter. Why? Because no crops are growing in the winter. Food's not growing in the winter time, right? Food's not going to grow in the winter. Depending on where you are, the cold is too harsh to travel or escape in the winter, right? So based off of all these particular factors, the worst time you want to be out there trying to get somewhere or get something done is in the wintertime. And imagine the power is out. Say, for example, you're in an area like New York, Chicago, Michigan, Maine, Washington, without power in the wintertime. And imagine what that would be like for you. Right? So, and what we're trying to do here in showing what's taking place in regards to what we showed in our lesson regarding the fall of Babylon is to make sure that you, brothers and sisters that follow the church, are always up and abreast on what's taking place in the earth when it's happening, so you know how to prepare and equip for what's going to take place. Right? Elder.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be going into a documentary that I ran across an interview not too long ago from what's the brother's name? Tucker Carlson, that he did with David Quaid on a documentary that he narrated that's entitled Grid Down, Power Up. Right? Now, they dropped a lot of gems in this, and the reason I want to go into it is because I had no idea. Same thing with that movie Leave the World Behind.
Right.
I had no idea that a lot of the things that they were talking about in this particular lesson, I mean, in this particular documentary, are things that I touched on when we did the Fall of America lesson.
Right.
Right. But a lot of the things that he talked about, that they talked about in this particular documentary, touched directly on what we talked about and what will be taking place in the United States when the fall of Babylon comes. We've always talked about the grid and what would happen or whatever the case might be, but they shine a whole new light on the way that it would take place and who it would take place between, because we threw a lot of names out there in the fall of America lesson as to who would be involved. We threw a lot of names out there in the fall of China as to who would be involved with the fall of America.
Right.
Right. So because of that, when we see those same names thrown around in the same scenarios of what we see here as far as this power grid situation, brothers and sisters have no idea. The grid going down is something that could happen anytime from the end of 2024 to the early part of 2025. People don't realize just how vulnerable this entire thing is. Right. So today in Patreon, what we're going to do is we're going to go down the line on some important parts of this particular documentary. And when you're done here, I would suggest go watching the full thing. There's a lot of good information in there. We couldn't put everything in there, but we got as much as we could. The important notes to touch on to let people know kind of what's going on and what they know that they aren't telling us.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people think that the grid going down is impossible, just like people think that the US dollar crashing is impossible. But what they don't realize is that if the grid crashes, so does the US dollar. There's already hyperinflation with the dollar, right? A lot of people are already using credit cards instead of cash. People are already using their tap instead of their cards or their cash. So because of this, people already are conditioned not to keep physical assets or physical cash or any currency on them. So when the grid goes down, you can't pay for things. You can't sell things. You don't have water. You don't have fuel. All these things. You can't live longer than 3 days without water, but 3.5 days without water. But what people don't realize is that they're already suffering from dehydration because they don't drink enough water right now. So you might not even last 3.5 days. You might only last 2.5. Right? So understanding those things, we have to keep in mind. We have to be able to properly prepare and put in perspective what it is that we're seeing on this side.
Right.
Right? And that's why we're going to be going into this documentary to show people how they've known for years and how these things have happened for years. Remember, they beta test everything before they do it. Right? They beta test everything. And what this documentary shows is the multiple instances throughout history, recent history, where the power grids have been knocked out and hundreds of thousands of people have died. And the grid wasn't even out for that long. So I'm talking 2 days.
Right.
Utter chaos is going to break out, brothers and sisters. Utter chaos. Do we have any anything that you want to show here on YouTube before we jump over?
We don't have anything loaded for YouTube.
Okay, so brothers and sisters,
for Patreon.
So brothers and sisters, this is why it's important that you get on the Patreon. All of these, we can't do a lot of these things here on YouTube. They're already shadow banning us. Speaking of, make sure that when you're watching the shorts, when you're watching the YouTube videos, that you share them with others, that you like them, because at the end of the day, what's happening is that they're striking our channel. So they're blocking our views. We're able to see on our side in YouTube Studio that we have a certain amount of views, but on YouTube, they're showing you guys that we only have a couple views, and really we have thousands, right? So they're shadow banning us. Make sure that you all do your part, like the video, subscribe, make sure that the notification bell is on, because they've been shutting those off for people. So make sure you're not getting unsubscribed or whatever the case might be. Okay, get on Patreon. We're gonna be doing our first trip pretty soon to one of our locations. We're going to be going out of the country, and we're going to be posting vlogs for everything that we do there. The street preachings, we're going to have those uploaded into the Patreon. We're going to have the vlogs uploaded to the Patreon. Everything is going to get uploaded there. So if you want exclusive content, news updates, without us having to use a filter, definitely get on the Patreon. And right now, Elder, is still $2.99, right?
Still $2.99 until the first part of April.
All right, so until April, in April is going to go up to $5. So make sure that you subscribe now. When it does go up to $5, if you subscribe for $2.99, it does not go up. It stays $2.99 for as long as you're subscribed. Okay, so go and make sure that you get subscribed there. We're gonna be jumping over to Patreon, going into Grit Down, Power Up, right? A documentary called Grit Down, Power Up. And we're going to be going down the line with scriptures. And we're going to be showing you guys how what this documentary was saying about this power grid correlates with what the scriptures were saying and what the elder and I brought out in our lessons on the fall of China and the fall of Babylon. Brothers and sisters, when this grid goes down, it's over for a lot of people. Because nobody's prepared to live without power.
That's right.
Right? So baptism, once again, brothers and sisters, if you would like to be baptized into the House of Judah International Fellowship Church, send us an email or go to our website and send the elder a message, an email to houseofjudah.elders@aol.com, or you can go to our website, houseofjudahfellowship.org, and send a message to the elder that says baptism - your location, and we'll make sure that we get to you. We came all the way out here to California to get a brother baptized. So whatever it takes, when we have the time to do it, we'll make sure we get to people, send them through the proper channels to get baptized into the body. And we'll make sure you have everything that you need going forward. You'll have a family here with the House of Judah International Fellowship Church. Whatever you need, we'll make sure that we do our best to get it for you. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, tithes, family that's baptized into the church. You can send your tithes here at House of Judah IFC. Our Cash App there. If you don't have Cash App and you would like to send it another way, please feel free to reach out through email or through the website. Send a message directly to the elder, and we'll let you know the other forms of the other methods of payment we have to send your tithes. If you would like to donate to this work, if we blessed you in any way, feel free. Once again, Cash App is up ahead. If you need to donate another way, we have send an email or a message to us, and we'll make sure that we get that as soon as possible. Elder, do you have anything else before we transfer over to Patreon?
That's it.
All right, brothers and sisters, we'll be seeing you here in a minute. Grid Down, Power Up. We're going to be talking about the grid. We have a commercial too that from 2013, a Super Bowl commercial from 2013. Y'all had no idea that they've been talking about this stuff. Listen, they have to show you what they're going to do before they do it.
That's right.
They have to show you what they're going to do before they do it. And they showed us during the Super Bowl, and a lot of people forgot. Right? So we're going to show that as well, and then we're going to jump into Grit Down, Power Up, and show you guys what's going on according to the scriptures. All right? Shalom.
Shalom.